So by now, I'm sure you guys have seen the quoted Zupra out from SEMA. This thing was a very fun build with Mario from Golden Wrench and My Super Adventures. Talked to us about this build, but I did not expect this thing to go as viral as it has and come out as amazing as it did. Mario had this whole thing planned out from the get-go when he approached us about helping him with this build. There was a lot of fabrication work that took him to place, but him, along with the team of engineers, developed a series of parts for us to go ahead and use and make this happen. For example, the hood, the fender, the door garnishes, the rear bumper, everything that happened to make this happen, plus all the extra bits that Mario incorporated to make this thing as amazing as it was at SEMA. So today we're going to get into exactly what it took to make the Zupra. Build is to make a Z4 M-style car, actually a coupe, not a convertible. So in order to do that, we're having to make some modifications to the hood. Now, this is a factory hood, bolts right up, but this whole edge of the hood is going to have to be transferred. So what we're doing now is cutting this whole section out, and we have some custom pieces made that Golden Wrench had done specifically for this build. A lot of engineering that went into it. We have our boy Lucas over here to help make all these templates. In this straight out of the mold, as you guys saw earlier, I'm doing all the necessary trimming, so pretty much we can just get it ready only for bodywork, primer, and prep. More or less what it should look like.
More or less. We've got trimmed it out a little bit right here, and I think we're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah, looking good.
These are some of those pieces from earlier that got cut out from that big mold piece, and this is what's going to actually go on to the edge of the hood. So why do you heat it up? Why do you heat up the metal?
It's because I want it to feel like nice and hot.
Nice and steamy.
Nice and steamy. That'll obviously like loosen up the tensile strength
so
of the metal.
It's kind of like a woman. You get her nice and hot, she loosens up.
That's it. That's exactly what you're doing.
Pretty much the same thing, but chemically reacting.
That's exactly. I couldn't have said it better.
It's all like, I mean, for everyone at home, like, I see like something's coming out. It's like, well, that can't be good for your lung. I think you should maybe wear a mask.
No, due to the fact we have a whole evacuation system that pulls anything out of the booth here. So what you're seeing here is not going in my body. As you can see, you don't see it from here. It gets sucked up to our evacuation system that we have steadily on.
Here we are.
Alright, so as you saw, we were heating up the metal on the hood yesterday to make the cuts in order for us to create a new structure. He made some pieces that are out of fiberglass that were already like pretty much popped out of the mold that are gonna coincide with the fender and everything to match. Because as you know, obviously this is a different fender. The car's a Supra, but the front end is a Z4. So even the structure of the hood is different. So now that we cut this structure and heated everything up to get this piece off, now the tall task of fitting this piece and the initial piece that goes underneath it as a support, because this will go on here like so, right? And I'll close it so I can show you guys, but the inner structure has to change because it needs an additional support because it's, you can see it's pretty flimsy. So the piece that was created is the one that goes underneath here. I'm gonna kind of mock it up so you guys can see what that looks like, the issues we're gonna face, but it's cool to have some pieces already kind of pre-made so we don't make something from scratch. Obviously he kind of took all the design work out of that, but now the real task is to make it fit and make it work. So that's what we're gonna show you right now. All right guys, so we kind of came up with the plan and what we're gonna be doing with the hood and modifying the pieces to fit. So one thing we've done in the past, if you remember, we did TJ Hunt's Mustang that got the cease and assist letter from Ford, where I guess it was too close to being a GTD, but we did inserts on that hood, and that hood was aluminum. One thing we noticed from doing the molds, because we knew that that part was gonna get molded later, is that we noticed the flex in the aluminum. So in order to better fit the piece and bond it together, we came up with a solution where basically this being aluminum, we made an aluminum piece. I don't know if you see it now, but it's right underneath that piece and it goes all the way around. So in order for us to kind of fuse it together instead of just riveting it, we're gonna be tack welding the aluminum piece to that, and then from there doing a panel bond, which is going to create a better bond with the fiberglass and the aluminum hood, making it a more solid piece. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing welded, then we can do all the pretty work of body work, prime it, seam seal it, and get it ready for paint. So we'll do some welding. All right, here we are, another day, another day, another day, but we're getting some progress. So we went ahead and took off the pieces on the Supra Z4 conversions. So these pieces that were on here, they were just kind of mocked up, but they had no brackets. So we're gonna make brackets to fully secure them to the body of the car. And also, as you know, they're the continued side skirt that goes right here, but the holes that mock up to this piece are not on that piece, so we're gonna have to cut them out to fit them. So right now we pretty much have blocked the pieces out that were in the car, but they have nothing they go to. So they only have two spots so far, which is the upper part and the lower part. So right here in the middle, we either have to make a little bracket that goes whoop, whoop, whoop here, so we can secure it to the car and have, so they're not obviously kind of floating around. Right now we're blocking the pieces, taking all like the mold release off the pieces that were made, just getting them all blocked out. The hood is looking good. We pretty much already fitted all the pieces, the inner structure and the outside. So now we just have to seam seal this part here to close it off, primer this, and have it ready. And also on the outside of the car has been body worked and it's looking good. So hopefully in the next, well, at the end of this day, we'll get that thing primered and primer these pieces so we can finish this thing off, because we're, as you know, we're not going to be painting the car. It's going to get a full wrap on this thing. So we pretty much got everything ready for that. The bumper and everything's brand new. Just a matter of finishing these pieces, the side skirt panel. We also got a new panel from Sibon that we painted to match already. That's going to be the replacement for this. So obviously it's going to be a lot lighter. Underneath this body work, Kevin already did something a little special here. A little carbon fiber. So that'll kind of finish everything off and we can put the glass in. We'll keep going. All right, now that we have the hood in the booth, we went ahead and did a primer shot. We didn't have to shoot the whole thing in primer, as you can see, because this was the major body work that we had to do. As you can see, we molded the piece into this, so you can't even tell. It looks pretty seamless, you can't tell, but this is all OEM. So basically, now that it's gonna get wrapped, we're gonna just prep, sand, and block to make sure the bodywork is good. Prep the rest of the hood, the OEM hood, that already has like a factory E-coat or primer, and have it smooth enough where it'll be ready for wrap, because the car is going to get wrapped. So we're not going to get it ready for paint, but we are going to get it ready, enough sanding and smoothness for the wrap to stick properly to it. But man, this thing looks like it came factory. It looks really good. Now the next step, we'll take it out, get it prepped out, get it on the car, and then go from there and continue on the rest, which is the fenders. We're having a tough time on that. Not too tough, but we have to make brackets to do that. So we'll continue on that. I'm glad this is in primer. One less thing we have to worry about. Checking up on Chilango over here. ¿Qué pasó, compa? ¿Todavía estás ligando? ¿Todo el día, compa? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué piececitas, compa? Son chiquititas.
Estoy castigado.
Chiquitas pero picosas. He already has this one. Sanded on this one. We'll put it with die coat. From there, we're gonna have to sand them again with like 150 to lay heavy primer on these. And obviously, like I said, we still have to make the brackets for it, but it's coming along, guys. It's coming along. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Do you guys like that? Maybe a new thing people are going to be doing, like the Z4 front ends on the Supras, or it's kind of a one-off. What do you guys think? I want to hear from you guys. Continue sanding on those things, get them in primer. As you can see, we're fitting the fender, the lower fender part on the Z4 Supra, I guess it would be. Got everything blocked out and primered. We still have to do like another round of primer after we block this, but overall the piece was pretty clean. It's just a matter of finding where everything's gonna go. I might have to make like some sort of bracket that maybe can go from here to here, but it does have the factory bolt up point here and the bolt up down there that will kind of hold it. Plus we were thinking the fender liner has some retainers that go on the inside part here, as you can see, so that will kind of keep it, you know, have some rigidity on that thing. But overall it's looking good. We'll finish bolting it up. It looks like another little cool feature we're going to be doing is, here is the stock exhaust. I think he might have done a little quick conversion muffler delete. That's all OEM here up to this point, and then they just welded some tips with the valve on this side, put some cool tips, and it was pretty rowdy. Now we have a full new exhaust to install. That was the box, and now it's on the car. So we went ahead and unbolted the whole exhaust system from downpipe back, got it all installed. Really good looking exhaust. All the welds, everything's really good. Fitment is pretty good. Everything lines up where the original hangers are, where everything goes, and it looks pretty cool. But customer wants us to put the dual tips, which in doing so we might run into some issues where it might hit or might have to trim the diffuser. So we're gonna have to maybe mock up the diffuser first and see what we need to trim to get everything to fit. We have less than 30 days to get this thing finished. We've been working on the hood and the fender extensions to get everything painted to match, and also the door extensions here, which we got pretty much already bodyworked and fitted to the car. I think Richard shot them, so they should be pretty much done at paint booth here soon. I'll show you guys what we got with that. But it's coming down to the wire, guys. Every year we say we're not going to do it to us and to the crew, but here we are. As I was telling you yesterday, the diffuser is going to have to get accommodated to the new exhaust. So we finished putting on the lower diffuser, and it's a new 3D printed part, right? And we've been here so many times, guys. Oh, it's gonna fit, blah blah blah. But basically, even though the piece will get made, right, the 3D printed part could always like change depending on temperature or heat, and then unmold. So then we're trying to put this on. You see that pressure that has to be right there? That forced it to split there, and it's starting to do that here. And we're probably gonna go all the way through, but that's not gonna stop us, because what we're gonna have to do is might as well mock this bumper on here, see what we're gonna have to trim, and then from there go ahead and repair this, because as you can see, we had to mold all this piece together because it's all new. The real fault es la culpa de Oscar, la quebró.
¿A qué hora que ahora se compra? ¿Qué pasó?
Está bien frágil. ¿Qué quieres que haga?
Con cariño, la tienes que acariciar, despacito, despacito. Well, regardless, we're gonna get this thing fixed, so let's mock this thing up. Now that the bumper is on, we can really kind of see where the tension is on this, but essentially it's supposed to be like this, right? But as I let go, there's a lot of tension that this piece has, and being that it's 3D printed, it's gonna find the weakest spot. So we're gonna have to maybe kind of put it back in and reinforce it from the back, or we have another 3D printed piece so you can kind of see how it was made. You know, it's obviously made into two pieces here and then put together through panel bond to union, but if it's a little off or the mold kind of moved, that can create that issue. So we might have to reuse, these are like some spare ones, we might have to put these here like so, and then put the union here if it's not matching up. Now the next deal is mocking up these exhaust tips and see what we're gonna have to trim on here. Alright, moment of truth. A ver, déjasela caer. Ay, papa. Oh, quite a bit of cutting. We're gonna have to trim probably most of this area here and this area to kind of recreate it. So at the same time, we'll fix that whole diffuser piece. But it's quite a bit of cutting. We have to kind of make it uniform. And it seems like it's a little bit off center. Let's get the cutting. Alright guys, so we are working on the back diffuser. We obviously fixed the multiple cracks that I had, and we're gonna body work the rest, make sure the line's good. We're still having to take off the original hatch. I think Kevin has it ready over here. Kevin, is it ready to go? Oh! Hi, Papa. This is, give me 5 reps. Look at that. Damn. You have been going to the gym, huh?
This is either
Big
super light
or
I'm super buff.
I know.
So we're saving a good amount of weight. If you guys in the comments want to know how much the difference is from a Sibon trunk for your A90 Supra versus a stock in comparison, let us know. We can drop the weight difference in the next clip.
Alright, Papa, let's do it, baby. Now that we have this piece and kind of knowing its position, you know, now it sits a lot more natural, you can see. Obviously this is rough. We're still going to add some more material here to kind of make up this difference, but I'm really happy how it looked. Another little key detail, instead of just adding the diffuser and just leaving it wide open, we actually reused the pieces off the diffuser and panel bonded them back on here to make it look like a nice finished edge. Originally it came, so that's just a quick little detail that kind of just makes it look, you know, a lot nicer. Once it's painted, it's going to look like a nice OEM piece. Right here, we're gonna have to fix the tab because, like I said, they're 3D printed, they break. That'll close that gap, but I'm really happy how it turned out. The next step, now that we have that, we'll pull this off and I'll show you guys what we had to do to panel bond all this and reinforce it. Get this thing into primer and get this thing into paint because it has to go back for the final stages. Even though we painted it, it's gonna be this color, but it's gonna get a full transformation wrap before it goes to SEMA. So
okay guys, so if you've been following this build, you know this A90 Supra has been getting quite some extensive work. Besides the front end, the carbon fiber roof, we are now moving to the trunk portion of this. We do have a Sibon carbon fiber replacement trunk that's going to save about 20 pounds from the factory. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this factory Supra trunk out and go ahead and start installing our Sibon carbon fiber replacement A90 Supra. Let's go.
Okay, now this thing's been fully assembled. It's time to decontaminate this thing, get it all polished out, and get it ready for delivery. The goal is to get it delivered tomorrow. So we got the whole team on it. Me, Kodiak, Danny, and Russo. So let's get to it. This is the final home stretch, fourth quarter. We gotta lead a little comeback here. Let's go.
That concludes the video for my Supra adventures, the GW29, which was a crazy build with that Z4 front end. Nothing like it. I really dig in that front end, so it was cool to make the new body pieces fit, the hood, fenders, side skirts, doors, rear diffuser, exhaust. Make sure you drop a comment. Tell me guys what you guys think of the video and the build. Make sure you like and subscribe for new up-to-date videos. And here at SOS Customs, we got you covered. Peace.